Tonight, we are going to focus on the issue that has been very dear to my heart in recent times. And this issue has been generating a lot of interest on social media since I started that conversation. So today we're going to be talking about how to define what success means to you. And believe me when I say that, that's one of the most important exercises. What we are going to talk about tonight is perhaps the most important exercise, coaching exercise you will do for yourself this year. Defining what success means to you. Defining what success means to you. Some of you who have been following the posts I've been making on this subject, you've seen, for a lot of people, it's been a lot of angst and anger, which I can't actually explain. But for a lot of people, it's been a turning point idea because so many people are measuring themselves very, very wrongly, against very false standard of what success is. And that is where they are having so many troubles. And then sincerely, many people are probably already successful, but they do not know it because they are constantly comparing themselves with their neighbors, comparing themselves with their co-workers in the office, comparing their marriages with the marriages of the neighbors, comparing the size of their car with the size of their neighbor's car, and it's getting to a sickening level. And this is why I started this conversation, not just nationally, but internationally. Because you see, you will act in alignment with what you define to be success. And it's like a metaphor I saw a couple of years ago, and then many of you are very familiar with that metaphor. When people talk about climbing the success ladder, we heard that a lot, in my days, working in the corporate, working with Shell, working with Chevron. And so you find people talk about climbing the corporate ladder. And then someone says that the problem with some of these climbings is that you get to the top of the ladder and discover that you're leaning on the wrong wall. And this is what happens when people don't exactly define what success means to them. And so many people are living a life of copycatting. Somebody goes into fish farming and does well in it. The very next week, everyone in the neighborhood starts fish farming. Somebody starts trading forex and then does well in it. The next day, every youth goes into forex trading, and so on. So people are not living their true identity. So let me talk about identity. And I would like you to type this in the comment section and to make a note of what I'm going to say right now. It's quite profound. The starting point to your journey of success is knowing who you are. Did you hear what I just said? The starting point to your journey of true success is knowing who you are, your true identity. Because many of us are living in the skin of other people. Many of us are busy participating in the drama of other people, consumed in the drama of other people. And then you see it in all the gossip blogs and all the conversations around celebrity gossip. And it's not just a Nigerian or African thing, it's all over the world, all over the world. Some people are so, in America, everywhere, so invested in celebrity news. Oh my goodness. A celebrity comes with his girlfriend to shop at the mall. That is a major news story. And then people are so invested. Who is this person's boyfriend? Who is this person married? Where did she buy this shoe? Oh, she shops in Dubai, in one shop. Oh, she bought this watch for $2 million. And then at the end of it, it's like, what is this thing doing for you? And I know a lot of you love the footballers. Great. I love them. The Cristiano Ronaldos of this world, Messi, just the few I know. Neymar Jr., very, very few, I know. Then Ronaldinho, I don't think he still plays. So I like this people, and one of the things that I take from their lives is not really their game. It's not really all those amazing moves that they move in the field. Sincerely, I must confess, I don't have the time to watch, to sit down for 90 minutes and watch that game. But I do enjoy some of the highlights, and then sometimes some people curate highlights like Ronaldinho styles. It's amazing. So I enjoy watching those ones, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and things like that. They're amazing. I like it. And then one of the things that I let their lives speak to me, because I do not watch all these high performers you see, whether it's sports people in the gym or very, very successful entrepreneurs or people who we admire very much. I don't look at their performances when they come out. All those musicians, who do incredible things, when they come out. I look at what happens backstage, because it is the backstage that produces the kind of performance that you see there. Now, and then the reason I went off that trail was I was talking about the fact that so many people are living other people's drama, and people live 60 years never touching their own drama, just discussing other people, enjoying celebrity, watching movies that other people made. Did you know all these things you watch in Netflix and then whatever? It's other people's drama. And then many of us live in other people's drama because we do not know who we are. And then at the end of it, the creator of the world is not going to, when it's all these things are done and everybody goes, he's not going to ask you about Beyonce's life. He's not going to ask you about Cristiano Ronaldo's life. He's not going to ask you about Tinubu, Biden, Trump, name them, all these people, Okonjo-Iweala's life. You are going to answer for your own life. Therefore, coming back to that statement I made, that your very first step in your journey to true success, because many of you don't have true success. Many people have a semblance of what looks like success, and then they come to the social media, with all this flex culture and start flexing, and then like the Gen Zs call it, they start capping with all kinds of things. Many of those things are just photos. They are just photo ops. They don't exist. So you've got to know who you are. I'm telling you, you've got to know who you are. I'm trying to remember the author, very, very famous person. I don't think it's Charles Dickens, but I'll remember some point, So if I don't, I can always put it back in there. But he said that the two most important days in your life, or the most important day in your life, is the day you were born. Two most important days: the day you were born, and then the day you discover why. So if you've not sat down to ask yourself, why? Who am I? And why was I born? I don't think you should leave your house to work tomorrow morning until you've sat down to ask this question tonight and to find the answer. Just bring a blank piece of paper. Because this is not a question that somebody's going to answer for you. And I have seen people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s who've never discovered who they are. So if someone asks you, who are you? And then often when you ask people, who are you? They start telling you what they do. Oh, I'm a doctor. I'm a coach. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a teacher. I'm a lawyer. I'm an accountant. That's not who you are. That's not who you are. So who were you before you became an accountant? Who were you before you became a lecturer? And who will you be after you retire? So that's not who you are. And then also in some of our villages, they say, oh, okay, this is Mama Caro. This is, some people call themselves, oh, Mama, Daddy Femi, Mama Peter, Mama Chineme, and so they try to define themselves in relationship to something else. Okay, this is Chike's husband. This is this person's wife. But who are you? So one assignment I would like you to do after tonight is to just sit alone with that blank piece of paper. It's a tough exercise, the hardest question. I have been coaching for years, if not decades, even before I became a certified coach. And the most difficult question on earth is, who are you? And many people never answer that. But you see, your identity, who you are, is central to everything, including what your values are, what your mission is, what your vision is, and therefore what success means to you. Do you see how they're all connected? And how I'm piecing them together? Because if you don't know who you are, you don't know why you are here, how will you even... So what is success? And you don't know what your personal mission statement, you don't even have a personal mission statement. So let me give you a few clues as to how you can answer that question, because it's a very difficult question and I can't answer it for you, but you really got to sit down with that blank piece of paper. So sometimes, you have to probe by asking certain questions, by sitting down and looking at, the preponderance. Is that the word I'm looking for? Basically, from the time you were born, sometimes some experiences you have had, even as a child, when your desire was pure, when the adults have never taught you how to be afraid, when you've never started seeing some limited mindset or limited view of the world, like what education taught you. And so who you are is essentially that essence of you, that spirit part of you, maybe a little bit of your soul, but that spirit part of you. So you ask yourself questions like, one of the things I did that actually helped me to indirectly answer that, it was to look at my personal SWOT analysis, of course, which is something I do all the time. And sometimes the personality tests help, because I'm a certified MBTI practitioner. So sometimes some of those personality tests do amazing work, but I won't rely on them totally. So I also had to go through the Winslow profiling. There's another one they call Profile X. I did about 3 of them. Of course, my MBTI, my Profile X, then Winslow. Because finding yourself really involves that sort of thing. So, and it's amazing how those tests also contributed in knowing who I am. But I don't entirely depend on them, even though they are very, very insanely accurate. Because there's a part of me, which is a spirit part of me, that is not tied to a specific profile in time. In other words, I can change I can grow, I can transform from something. So a personality test might show me as someone that is, in fact, that happened to me, someone that is let's use the lay word, an introvert. Many of you who know me, if I told you I'm introverted, you will not believe it. Many people who know me, including family members, that I am an introvert, people will not believe it. But that's what the personality, some of the personality tests will show. But over the years, I'm still that introvert. The introverts get their energy from within, from what is happening around them. So I could literally, and I have done it so many times, I could literally spend 3 days all alone. I have done 3 days in the house all alone by myself. I didn't miss anything, didn't miss anybody, just there with my books and my journal. So I'm introverted, but I'm able to function very, very well as an extrovert as well. So you sit down with that blank journal before you, and on one blank journal, you ask yourself that question, who am I? And sit with it. And then write the things that are coming to your heart. You see, the shortcut to that is to ask the person who made you. And then sometimes, your purpose can give you a feedback as to who you are. Your purpose can give you a feedback as to who you really are. So if you look at the things that people often come to you for advice, if you look at things that come to you so naturally, you just function, when you function in that space, it is so natural. People will be amazed. They are like, how in the world are you able to do this? How in the world, Ogbo, are you able to find the time? Every day you're putting out this content there, you're still working, you have so many things, one life, but it's like you're living 9 lives at the same time. So to them, it is work, it's a burden. But for me, because that's my purpose and because that's my identity, it doesn't feel like work. And I can do it without falling sick. So you have to play into that space of getting to know who you really are in that way. What is it you do so well that other people marvel? What is it that people typically come to you, even from when you were small, and they just know that once they are there? Okay, so like my identity shockingly has an alignment with my name. Sometimes it coincides. So in my dialect, Ogbo means, it paints the picture of someone who, once he enters the room, everybody feels comforted, because whatever problem people are dealing with, once Ogbo enters the room, then Ogbo everything, everything is resolved. So I am a resolver of problems. So I find it extremely easy to solve problems. And that's why when people come to me, they're having financial problems, and I'm like, why can't they just see it? Why can't they see what I'm seeing? And then sometimes I just give a very simple answer, and the whole thing, if they really act on it, because I see it. And I'm also seeing it in my own life, because I've gone through incredible adversity. The 1/10 of what normal human beings cannot go through and survive. I've gone through incredible. Imagine getting married 2nd December, quitting a job which wasn't actually paying very well, within the same December, entering postgraduate school with a young wife, no work, she wasn't working, and I wasn't working, and went through postgraduate college. As we're doing that, she took in as we got, and then but not one day. And the thing, it didn't feel to me like a problem. It didn't feel to me like a problem because my identity is Ogbo. It just happens to mean, it just happened that my parents gave me that name by revelation. It could only have been that. So I am a resolver of complicated problems. And so when I enter a place, Ogbo, everything, the rough seas and the rough weather and that's my identity. And then because I function in that identity, I'm fearless, because that's one thing that happens to you. When you understand your identity, you're fearless. And because I function in that identity, I hate injustice and I hate lying, like what happened in the world just 4 years ago. So some of you who followed me 4 years ago, you saw the kind of things I put, it was literally like me against the world. I'm telling the world, this thing is not right. It does not seem right. I was so invested. I was brought literally face to face with Bill Gates in conflict, because my identity is to both things. I hate injustice in whatever form. And then I also find that I function there because poverty is a form of injustice. Why? Because you were not born poor. You were not created poor. So poverty is wrong in all its ramifications. And that's why I'm here every day talking to you, because I believe that the problem can be taken away. So do you see how understanding my identity makes me unafraid of you, makes me unafraid about the comments that people make, makes me unafraid about sticking to my convictions, So people on social media, especially now that Facebook has monetized Nigeria and a couple of places, so people are just posting horrendous things, but you will never, because they want views and engagement, but you will never find anything, whether it's on LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, you will never see one post that is not aligned with my identity and with my purpose. So now, can you see how powerful it becomes when you now understand your identity? How easy it now becomes to define what does success mean to you. So with who I am, a comforter, a resolver of problems, success naturally means that I can go to different parts of Africa and solve problems and help people resolve the issue of poverty and disease and negative thinking. And you see how I naturally resolved into a profession that is aligned with my identity. And because I am doing that, it has nothing to do with money. Because now success for me every day becomes living in alignment with who I am, with my identity. Please type that in the comment section. This is powerful. Success for me, therefore, and success for you means living in alignment with your identity. Let me illustrate that with a bird. A bird is successful when it flies. A bird is successful when it flies, because flying is aligned with its identity. The same thing with you. You can only be successful when you are aligned with your identity. Meaning, therefore, and that is the key tonight, meaning, therefore, you can never find true success and happiness until you discover who you are. Until you start functioning in your identity. So sometimes we could, like in my business, stay for months and no clients in this part of the world, because our people don't even understand what coaching is and why they should pay. But I have paid $10,000 for coaching to an American. I have paid $20,000 for coaching. But come to Africa, to Nigeria, Ghana, tell somebody to pay you 10,000 naira for coaching. They say we never find food, chop first, and all that. But it's so powerful. So because of it, if it were to be for the money, I would not be doing what I do. Having said that, of course, I have to find income streams, so that lack of finances should not stop me functioning in my identity. Because your joy, your ultimate joy and happiness will never come from cars and houses. All those people and titles, all those people are lying to you. I know them. I have worked with some of these people. So you see them, they show you big cars, their car garage, and dance around it and all that. And then they're showing you pictures of private jets and things. These people are dead inside. Do you know how many pills they have to take before they sleep? And you yourself, because you don't know your identity, you'll be there envying them. Meanwhile, there was this powerful scripture, not in one place, not in two places in scripture. It says, do not envy the prosperity of the wicked. But you, because you don't know your identity. Can you imagine a fish trying to become a bird? That's why many of us are frustrated. That's why many of you are frustrated. You are a fish and you are trying to be like a bird. So, the key lesson tonight is a conversation we will continue to have. I want to change the conversations on social media. I want to change the conversations in the country, because we are having conversations on the wrong things. And there's no way we will build as a country. There's no way we will grow until we start having crucial conversations. Crucial conversations like the one I raised a couple of days ago. What kind of country do we expect to build when our heroes and top earners are religious leaders, politicians, comedians, entertainers, cross-dressers? Hey, I want to cry. And it's like, why are people not seeing it? Our heroes are not inventors. They are not innovators. They are not engineers. They are not entrepreneurs. They are not thinkers. These are not our heroes. But it's comedians. And then people don't see it. Because as long as they are making money and making them laugh, that's okay. But what country are you building? So we have to change the conversations. And these are not the kind of conversations that, bring the views. Look at how many of you are here live. But if it is something that has Bobrisky, is it, what do they call this guy or girl or guy? Bobrisky or something like that. Or let's say it's one of the musicians, Burna Boy or Davido, the one they call Davido. Oh my God. Everybody will stop what they are doing. And then this live will be filled. You will see 900,000, 1.2 million. Or if it's a religious event and that the GO is coming, there is the one coming to say these things or say something else, because they are not talking about what I'm telling you. You will see 5 million people live. But look at you. How many are you here? But we have to change the conversation. And why am I doing it? In spite of the fact that there are no views. What? Because my success is not measured in my views. My success is measured in living my identity. Ogbo. In bowing people. And then every day I'm getting not money. People are sending me private messages. People are sending me WhatsApp messages saying, thank you. Thank you. You are changing my life. Today alone, I don't know how many messages today alone I've received. People saying, thank you for that video talking about, define what success means to you. People sending So I'm not making the money, I'm not getting the millions of views. But do you know that just one life changed is such a massive success? So do you see how I'm measuring my success? So if I'm a bird, I'm successful because I am flying. Not because I'm getting money. Which is a problem, because now 99% of everybody in the world today on social media, they measure success with money. Mammon is your measure of success. And the devil will continue keeping them engrossed in that conversation around money and the things money can buy, and they never discover their true identity. At the time they are dying, they discover that thing. That's why Jesus at some point he asked, what will it profit a man if you gain the whole world and lose your soul and lose your identity? That thing is who you are. And the other problem is creating in our society is that because of all these false identities, false definitions of what success means, a lot of our young people are putting their hands into all kinds of things. Ritual murder every single day. Somebody posted the other day, people are missing. And then sometimes you see them, they are dismembered. Parts of their body harvested. What for? For rituals. What for? For money. What for? So that they will be successful. This is sick. This is sick. The way we define success is making our country extremely sick. And then, breaking news, we won't even become wealthy, a wealthy country, with that kind of standard of what success means to us. So this is where we will bring it to a landing today. The important thing in summary is find out who you are, like I gave my own example, and then find out your purpose. When you find these things, then align everything you are doing to it, to your purpose. You can never use cars, never use cars or private jets or money or $1 billion to distract me from my identity. And then because of that, I've got peace. Because I'm not comparing myself with anybody. There's nothing you have that I want to have. Absolutely nothing that you have that I want to have. Because success is very, very personal. Tied to identity. Because you and I, we are not the same. We do not have the same purpose. We don't have the same vision. So why should your metrics of success become mine? That would be stupid. No wonder Paul said that those who compare themselves with themselves are not wise. So there's a lot of lack of wisdom, a lot of foolishness going on social media. Somebody comes, posts something. I'm in Dubai chilling and all that, and then shows, and then people, oh, you're chopping life, oh, soft life. Hey, I want to be like you when I grow up. That is stupid. Stop it. Find out who you are and find out what is true to your identity, because that's going to be your success. Then face it. So I defined what success means to me. My family, focus number one. Of course, God is over everything, like number one. Speaking with him every day. Speaking with him. We talk. Then family. Raising godly children. Being the best of me in everything. That I will never do anything without a stamp of excellence. If it has Ogbo's name on it, it must be excellent. It must have that stamp. So I have all that, measure of my success. I have, so because of it, I am successful every day. I'm already successful. I'm not waiting to become successful, because that's a different thing. You have to, when you're operating from your identity, you don't wait to be successful, because a bird is already successful flying. The unsuccessful bird is the one that is not flying. So I'm successful every day because I live true to my identity. So when you begin to see success this way, it depressurizes you. Okay? It depressurizes you. It takes a lot of pressure off you, because living to the expectations of the society will kill you. That's what's killing a lot of people. Some of you already have enough, but you see, you are not grateful because your eyes are not on what you already have. Your eyes are looking at something. Woman reached out to me one day. She was so depressed and all that. She was not happy. What she was doing was not working well. I said, listen, take a sheet of paper this evening. Write out 100 things you are grateful for. She was so depressed, feeling so. I said, write 100 things you are grateful for. The next day, let's talk again. We were speaking over phone. I was in the United States at the time or something, and then she was here. And then the next day, she didn't even wait. She now sent me a message that that when she started crying because she thought about all the good things around her, the beautiful children she has. There are women, for instance, who have been married for 12, 15 years. They don't have a baby. This precious woman has 4. But she did not know until she wrote it down and became grateful, because she was looking at things that she did not have. That's what these comparisons do for you. You take your eyes off your own blessings because you're now putting it on your neighbor, which is covetousness, and then it generates this horrible, dirty energy inside you, and then takes your eyes off your own privileges and the things you should be thankful for. So one hymn writer said, count your blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you. It will surprise you what God has done for you already. Okay, did you get value tonight? All right, so let me take a look at some of your comments, and then if you have a question, we'll be able to take it. Malik, thank you for that. Yes, Malik says, sir, you're a great source of inspiration. I'm truly thankful to know this, because I get so much bashing that I wonder, is nobody getting this thing? So when some of you tell me this, or you send me these private messages, and then you tell me that I should not stop what I'm doing, I remember one of you sent me a message and said, please sir, don't stop. Okay. Oriako says there should be a universal yardstick for measuring success, and it should be as realistic as possible. Okay, I don't know about a universal yardstick, but if there is a universal yardstick, it should be that you discover your identity. There can't be a universal yardstick. The reason is you cannot measure a bird and a crocodile and a snake. What is a yardstick for comparing a bird with fish, with monkey? There's no yardstick. There's no universal yardstick. The only universal yardstick is know who you are, know your identity, and then be true to it. There's no universal yardstick. In fact, that's the universal yardstick, and then the other universal yardstick is fearlessness, peace of mind. How much can you place on peace of mind? How much can you place on peace of mind? My wife and I are married 29 years this year, 2nd December, 29 years exactly. The peace. If you offer me $1 billion in exchange for this peace, I will not take. I'm telling you, you know what peace of mind is? There's been never one day in 29 years that my wife has had to come and look over my shoulder, or I'm talking with the woman. She's never come to say, who is that person you are talking with? Not one day in 29 years. But do you know there are people who are who are living, who are not living like that, and they have hell. So how can you even be, you're a married person, you have hell in your house, and you call yourself successful because you have car and you have house? So if there is a universal yardstick, it should be that that individual has discovered their identity and they are living it. It should be that that person has peace in his heart or her heart, and then with other people. You ignore peace. Most of these people who come and show you all this money on social media, they don't show you how they made it. They will not show you a factory. They will not show you who they are employing, their products. Like the one that I posted, who is showing a fleet of cars, worth millions of dollars. But he will not show you how he made it, so that you can learn. Yeah, so I don't know about any other universal yardstick other than that. Yeah, Adereti says priceless values. Chikero says, yeah, lots of values. Thank you. Queen Matthew, thank you. First time joined. God bless you. Thank you very much. Success is personal, all right, via individual identity. Fantastic. Okay. Nama says, let me read that. Nama says, when do you really know you have become successful? Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So you have to, that's the defining that I'm talking about. When do you know you are successful? You should know it like every day. Like, I am not going to be successful. Ladies and gentlemen, I, Ogbo, Awoke Ogbo, I am successful. So one of the things you can do this completion exercise. I know I am successful when dash, you fill in the blank. So I know I am successful when there is affection, love, openness, trust between me and my wife. When I wake up every morning, like every morning I wake up, if we are together, I must hug my wife. It's not something that I started today. I'm being successful at that moment. I'm being successful at the moment that I pick up the phone to call my child to find out how he's doing. I am being successful because I'm a father and I need to know the state of my children. I am being successful when I'm doing this thing I'm doing right now. This is success. I'm sharing ideas to transform the community, to transform individuals, to transform the nations. I am successful. I am not yet to be successful. I was on live television for 5 years. I was successful then. I am still successful. I am successful when I'm documenting my processes like in a book. I've written books because I define that for me. So I'm successful when I'm doing that. I am successful when I'm helping a stranger. I am successful when I'm giving. I am successful. So that's it. I hope that answers your question. So success is not something you wait for. Success is not something you do. Oh, that's another good quote. Success is something you are. Write that down. Success is not something you do. Success is something you are. Do you see how it has come back to that, our identity? And do you see from your questions, you can see how totally misunderstood this thing called success is. And then because the society does not know what it is and they do not define it, this is why we are having all these kind of horrible situations. Some people commit horrible crimes and they can't even I don't know whether it was a true story or something, but there was a criminal caught, a bank robber, several decades or something ago. And then the police asked him, why he robbed the bank. He said, because that's where the money is. So people do things and there's no conscience, So there are 6 human faculties. You cannot be successful if you violate any of them. Conscience is one of them. It's the law of conscience. There's memory, there is intellect, there is emotion, there is will, there is one more, imagination. if you violate any of this, you cannot be successful. So if you are there imagining evil for your neighbor, this is why I've never understood the Nigerians, who pray this, all my enemies fall and die. You're damaging yourself, first of all, because you see, that death has to pass through you. The curse has to pass through. It's coming from your mouth. It's coming from your system. You've imagined it. You're imagining that person falling and dying. And the thing most times ends up with you, not even to that person. And people can't connect, why they are poor to their behaviors. Okay? So success is not something you do. Success is something you are. There's another quote I made a couple of years ago. Wealth is not what you have. Wealth is who you are. So this is why, if you want to become wealthy, the first place to begin is within you. It's within you. Okay, Aderity, I see we can talk about that later. You couldn't see the book Drive. I can see if I'll find the soft copy. What I had was what I have is the hard copy. Abdulatif said, at last someone is talking sense to our youth. Thank you very much for that. And I'll continue to say that. But when you go to the comment sections on Facebook, when you can see how far gone that we already are, because you see by the comments that they are making. But it's got to be said, because we will change the world one person at a time. Okay, so before you all leave, there's something that I would like you to, every one of you, please, to just click the share button and share this, because we need to make this mainstream as well. Please share before we all go, and then when you share, type shared in the comment section. Let me know that you have done that. So take a minute and share. There's only one person who has shared so far. Take a minute and share. And then sometimes get clips of these things. Let people hear. Let these young people hear, because everything is not okay with our country. We have more problems with the mindset of our people. Of course, that's what's producing the kind of leadership that we have. And so we have to begin to address it one day at a time. All right, now the financial fitness intelligence is starting today. That's why we're having this a little bit early. That's what's going to happen between today and on the 31st, when the challenge ends. We will be having our live in the evenings, just like this, 6 p.m. Okay, so make a note of that on your calendar. Just go to your calendar, block 6 p.m. every day till 31st of August. And then after 31st of August, we will resume with our usual 8 p.m. But I have to jump right now to go prepare for the people that we have in the financial fitness group. So please, everyone, share. And thank you very much for being here today. Drop your questions if you have more questions in the comment section, and I'm going to have to take them when we speak again tomorrow. Thanks, Nkechi Okoro, for sharing. I can see that. Pastor Godson, thank you for sharing. Malik, thanks. Noniti, thank you for sharing. Aderity, Chikaro, thank you for sharing. Let more people get to know about that. And then please feel free to use the materials that I share with you with your family. Feel free to use it with your friends. Feel free to use it with and if you have a study group and then you want to use any of the materials, including the PowerPoint presentations on any of the days, feel free to ask me. I will send it to you. Okay, maybe with a study guide, like what I think I would do for this particular subject is to prepare a worksheet, a study guide, so that if you want to lead your family, lead your people in the mosque or in the church or in your school or in your workplace, you can do it. Join me. It's not something one man can do. Join me. Let's change the conversations. All right, so it's not only me. Don't leave it for me alone. And so every material I have that can help you to do it, to extend it, please go ahead and do it. And then if you've not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that, because in the on YouTube, everything that we will do for the next 1000 days is already there, and it's so wonderfully arranged. If you've been there, you would see. So I'm putting it in the comment section right now. So if you just click, it will take you straight to the channel. So all the previous ones, you can see them there, including the PowerPoint presentations and all that. You will see them on YouTube. All right, so I love you all. Thank you for staying through. I will see you same time tomorrow. Until then, I love you. Keep showing up, because you never know what's coming your way next. Don't let the way things appear discourage you. You will discover your identity, and your identity is already successful, and it does not matter what the government is doing, what the economy is doing. You will succeed. You and I will come out very, very well. You and I will come out very, very well. So see you same time tomorrow.